project is in the medical field, where delivering more value at the lower price. Our project was reviewed in Harvard, and it was said that you can be disruptive. So to get a better idea about what I'm going to show you now, let's see a little video, and you get the idea of our product.
Every year, people around the world pay as much as $800 billion for medical services from their own pocket at the time of necessity. When such a need comes up, the most important resource is time and the expected outcome. Smart Medical Contracts from Robomed Network is a comprehensive technological solution to meet the urgent demand for medical services. The patient chooses a smart contract by the type of his problem, and then the Robomed Network system navigates the client and the healthcare provider through the optimal clinical guideline. The clinical guidelines used by Robomed Network is the result of the collective work of the best specialists in the professional medical community, like ICHOM nonprofit organization, an association based at Harvard University. Healthcare providers involved in smart contract fulfillment receive reimbursement only if the measured outcomes prescribed in the smart contract have been met. Thanks to the Robomed Network service, the patient receives value-based healthcare in accordance with the best world practices, wherever in the world the patient would be.
So, now I hope you get the idea. So the people behind this project are real entrepreneurs with real experience in the field. For example, I already told you about myself. My partner Ivan is a well-known person in the healthcare market in Russia. He created the second largest laboratory service in Russia. It's around 9 billion rubles in a year revenue. So other people that we have on our advisor board are well known across the world. We have Thomas W. Feely as an advisor from Harvard Medical School. We have Anthony Provasoli designing all the legal assets of our ecosystem. We have David Drake as the advisor for the financial markets. So he has over $1.5 trillion in reach from investors. And we have David Ellington as board advisor for the trustworthy, to describe the trust of our service, because he was the trustee of California pension fund. Okay, so let's talk about our market. Healthcare market is a huge market, around 7.5% of global GDP, and growing 7% annually. But as we can see, the most part of this spending is North America and European Union, and all the rest, 5.5 billion people, they are just 40% of all the spending. So when we look in the per person spending in these regions, we can definitely see one big tendency, that these countries which are in the red zone, they just don't have enough money to develop enough education and human resources management to make sustainable healthcare providing according to best world practices. So we have in these countries a big B2C clientele market with $800 billion worth of spending for healthcare services. So what is our product? It's Smart Medical Contract, where a patient comes to our marketplace, describes his problem in a symptom checker, and then he goes into the smart contract with a healthcare provider, and we provide a template, a clinical guideline, how to cure this particular disease. And we control every single step taken by the healthcare provider through our software products. And then we can tell, without messing with any other human being, was this contract accomplished or did it not been accomplished? So if it is accomplished, we have a payment of the client's money to the healthcare provider. If it's not accomplished, the money is refunded to the patient. So to make a sustainable ecosystem with this kind of goals, we developed three products. First one is the EHR system, cloud EHR system that supports the clinics. All the daily routine operations of clinics are inside the system. The client, a mobile application for purchasing smart contracts and controlling and scheduling the appointments with the healthcare provider, it's the second software product. And the third software product is a medical database with all the knowledge, all the digitalized clinical pathways to support the smart contracts. So where do we take all this medical knowledge? How do we create it? We're not going to create it ourselves. We're making a decentralized community where every doctor on the planet can contribute to this knowledge base. Every doctor on the planet can create his version of a clinical pathway, his version of the algorithm to evaluate the metrics of a healthcare service. And then they make a vote. The medical community making a vote to describe which one suits best. So what is the main idea of our business model? The business model is based on commission from payments, because we receive payments from the patient to purchase smart contract. Then we send this money back to the healthcare provider if they accomplish smart contract. And where we are now, we actually have this business up and running. We have 20 clinics connected already to this system. We have 3 software products already developed, over than 9,900 clinical pathways digitalized. And actual doctors are getting paid right now for completing smart contracts. Our technology is based on world best. The PostgreSQL server, open source software, completing with FHIR standard. It's the second standard after the HL7 standard. We have global data analytics over the data that we receive from patients' treatment. And we have open IP integrations so that different applications can be built using our data and our ecosystem. This is a huge part that are going to be developed and going to make additional value for different startups to connect to our ecosystem. Right now, we already spend some money, and we are looking forward to start our ICO on 25th of October. And our goal is at soft cap $15 million, and then we have additional 10 for each region to provide our services. There are all 5 regions that our service will be accessible, so the hard cap is around $55 million. Thank you for your attention. Now I'm ready to answer your questions. Please follow up with the microphone. Yes, please. How do you verify if the patient has been treated properly or not? Our software product is installed in the clinic. It's an EHR product. The system that runs all the processes inside the clinic. So we verify in blockchain every movement, every transaction that was made by a doctor. So we even can see the timing at what he fulfilled his protocol during the meeting with the patient. So we really digitalize every step between the patient and the hospital. This is not about the patient lying or deciding something. All the data we receive is 100% digital. It's not from somebody's decisions. It's from the transactions that happen or does not happen, from different diagnostics that match the relevant metrics or not. So if you, for example, have an MRI scan or a CT scan, we can see what you have there, and this is nothing to be worried about. You cannot lie about that. Yes, over there. I understand your question. Very good that you asked, because I didn't cover it up in my presentation. This money is paying out of pocket, because the whole market is $4.6 trillion. So the 800 million is paying out of pocket for health care services. And there's no plastic surgery. It's the main healthcare products like flu, like different problems with your spine. So it's all the common healthcare problems. So, and also I would like to say that we have all our legal support. We have the ICO fully legal. So, because we have utility tokens, feel free to come to our desk in the exhibition zone. We have all our legal advisors there. We can ask any questions about legal, and we'll have an answer for that. Thank you very much.